Oh, he's seen better days. Is HelloFresh really worth subscribing to? We've been busy researching, ordering, cooking and tasting to find out for you.
We're going to be talking about our experience with HelloFresh.
Some people seem to love it, others not so much, but what's the verdict? We'll be giving you our honest opinions based on our personal experiences.
We've tested HelloFresh against the SubJudge criteria and we'll be judging out of 10. We'll be looking for eco-conscious product,
Good value for money,
quality of product,
variety, delivery process, including service.
So Natalie, how much does HelloFresh really cost?
So this was $34.97 for 6 portions, which works out at... So it worked out at about £5.83 per meal, well, per serving, which is...
It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
You can see where they've skimped, like with things like this, like cheap plastic rather than...
And cheap because of chicken.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's
Free
range or not. You can see where, yeah, they've skimped and saved, but it also means that we're skimping and saving.
But we actually did a comparison with 3 major supermarkets. So we compared it to Morrison's, Tesco and Sainsbury's. Obviously, you don't get the exact portions, so you have to buy a big bag of rice rather than getting it pre-portioned and getting the exact amount like you have with HelloFresh.
A lot of leftovers
yeah.
from obviously buying it in a supermarket. So if that's a good thing or not, that's up to you. If you want to make more ingredients from it and sort of get more value for your money, but obviously that's not why you get HelloFresh. You get it for the convenience and the zero waste and stuff like that. Yeah. So for the quesadillas from Morrison's, it's £4.01.
For Tesco, it's £4.05.
And from Sainsbury's, it was £3.63, which is actually really cheap.
Yeah, really cheap.
And the noodles from Morrison's was £5.60 per serving.
So Tesco was £4.45.
And finally, Sainsbury's was £4.07.
But it's worth noting, the noodle recipe had an ingredient called ketchup mayonnaise. I probably pronounced that completely. Which none of the supermarkets actually stock, so you couldn't recreate this recipe exactly.
The paneer meal from Morrison's was £5.70, and again, there was no paneer that we could find in Morrison's, so you wouldn't be able to get it from Morrison's. But Tesco was £6.10 per serving. They did have the paneer.
Yes, they did have the paneer.
Yeah.
Sainsbury's was £5.15 per serving.
You do get that with like big supermarkets, that they don't have things like paneer.
Yeah.
Like you have to go to like more of a
like a independent shop.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So I guess that's the benefit of having HelloFresh, because they can get their hands on these sort of ingredients easily.
It's £5.83 per meal from HelloFresh, so it is obviously cheaper to get the stuff from a supermarket.
And you are left with spare ingredients.
Yeah.
But whether that's a good thing or not, that's up to you.
In this case, it would be like, HelloFresh does save you the convenience of having to go into the supermarket, saves you the convenience of having to, I guess, pay petrol if you drive to get to the supermarket, because so many ingredients you can only get at like a bigger supermarket rather than a local convenience one.
Yeah, and you could be left with wasted food if you don't, if it could be like extra food but not enough to make a meal.
Yeah,
so it's just, you might end up just going in the bin, which we don't want.
No. Which was cheaper though, definitely not Morrison's.
We were quite surprised with Morrison's. We thought it was going to be a lot cheaper. But
yeah, I always thought Morrison's was like one of the cheapest supermarkets, but I've learned
either it's gone up with inflation, or it just always was that price.
We were naive.
Sainsbury's or Tesco, it seems.
Yeah, Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's, I think.
Yeah, surprisingly, Sainsbury's is the cheapest
surprising.
for the HelloFresh recipes that we had. It's worth noting that we didn't have any like discounts or anything at the supermarket. We literally just went on the website and we looked at all the ingredients that they had and worked out from that. We're going to be talking about how to sign up to and cancel HelloFresh.
Their sign-up process was a bit confusing, as it seemed as though it automatically selected your recipes rather than you being able to choose them yourself. However, once you get through to the recipe section, you can opt out to swap the ones that they've chosen for you and for ones that you'd prefer. It's also slightly annoying that you have to put in your address and payment details before picking the recipes.
I feel like that would definitely put people off.
Yeah.
Like, if someone asked for my card details straight away before I've even like decided whether I want to buy the product, I'll be like, actually no.
How was it? Was it easy to cancel?
Not really. They're quite.
They
hide.
To keep you in.
Yeah, they deal you in hook, line and sinker. So you can pause it. You can pause your subscription if you like. So if you're going on holiday, you can skip a week. But which they make quite easy, but to actually cancel. Yeah. So to cancel HelloFresh, they literally do not want you to cancel. You have to go onto their website, and then there's a link that you can go to where it says cancel HelloFresh, but it doesn't let you cancel it there. They tell you to get in contact with them, but they don't tell you a number or an email. They just send you to their frequently asked questions page. And then on the frequently asked questions page, you can type in cancel, and then eventually you can cancel. And then they'll ask you loads of questions, and then eventually let you cancel.
Yeah. To help you out, we're going to put the number here.
HelloFresh delivery explained. Sorry, I put my hand in your face. We ordered it on Friday and we asked for it to come today, Tuesday. And it did. It's here. It arrived.
They had a allotted time slot.
You could choose the day that you wanted to have it delivered, and it came on that day.
On that day.
And like Imogen said, there was an allotted time slot which we were sent on the day, so we could either know in or arrange to be in as close to that time as possible, so that we could sort it.
Yeah, or they leave it on your porch, but as it's food, you probably don't want to do that.
Or you can actually, when you order your HelloFresh, you can specify where to leave the box. So for example, you can say your shed, back porch, front porch. We went for front porch because you can't get around to the back. They use DPD.
And Yodel.
It's
contradicting though, because DPD is really good.
Yeah.
It's carbon neutral. That's brilliant, but Yodel isn't.
Yeah.
So
it would be good if they could just stick to DPD.
But I feel like it is predominantly DPD, but sometimes it's Yodel.
Yeah.
But yeah, they should just stick to DPD.
They are pretty good with their tracking system. Tell you how many stops. So once you've received your time slot of the day, they tell you if your slot, for example, 50, and they'll tell you how many stops there are before you, which is really good. You can just kind of, if you need to pop to the shop and you know that you're stop 50 and they're on 40, then you know you've got time.
Tracking's always handy.
Very good. And they also leave a photo of where they've left it, which is just an extra peace of mind, I guess, if you're not in. Everything's also was in really good condition. The box wasn't battered. And nothing was bumped around in there. All the food was still good quality, and like it wasn't like bruised or anything, which is
it was fine.
Yeah. So they're obviously used to delivering food. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is HelloFresh packaging recyclable, Imogen?
Most of it, but not
all of it. So they're quite good. Their box is obviously recyclable, bags are recyclable, but
there is a lot of one-use plastic.
Whatever works.
We got the freezer bags,
which aren't recyclable, but obviously you can reuse them. But like, it gets to a limit. If you're gonna have these every week, you're gonna not want. Actually, it says you can slice the plastic corner of the ice pack, pour the water down the drain, and they're working to make them recyclable, so they're not currently recyclable.
Oh god, I hate these things. That is big waster. Plastic. Not yet recyclable. So yeah, I've got cheese, plastic packaging for a tiny bit of cheese.
The chicken is in plastic, but I guess it's less plastic than... I don't know, it's about the same, yeah.
Green beans, one-use plastic, little bits of plastic. You could have put it in a plastic, hard bit of plastic that was recyclable rather than these one-use plastics. Like, that's just so much. Bag of rockets, radishes, sweet corn, that's recyclable. Okay, and we've got some seasoning in paper.
You could just put other stuff in paper too. Basmati rice in a... It's made from 95% paper, so you can just pop this in the paper recycling bin after use.
So you've got 2 packs of honey here, and that could have just been one.
And like the cool box.
The cool box
needs.
What is this?
I think that's a freezer bag.
It's like a bit of insulation.
What, from your loft?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, a cool bag.
It looks like they have grabbed a bit of insulation from your nan's cupboard.
Cupboard?
Or
loft.
Loft. And shoved some food in it. Like, it's too fair, it's made out of recycled bottles.
Yeah.
So obviously keeps your food cool, but then you can't really use it. There's no way you can use it again unless you put it back in your nan's loft. And that's great.
Don't see when you'd be using this again. Like, now that we've like opened it up, the plastic's been broken. So essentially it will just be a bit of insulation. And it won't be a cool bag anymore, so I don't know how.
It's good that it's made from recycled plastic bottles, but like that's quite a lot of household waste.
I think the cardboard box would have been better. Like that's just a bit excessive.
So on their website they do say what is recyclable and what isn't, just in case you're unsure. But I think it is pretty self-explanatory.
So this is, what's this? HelloFresh?
Yeah.
So a lot of single-use plastics, ice bags.
That can't be recycled.
Can't be recycled.
So basically you're going to have a full waste bin.
Yeah.
Which isn't ideal. But hey, at least the box is recyclable. Hi! How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
You're hungry. I didn't know what you wanted. I don't know what you like.
Yeah?
So I've made 3 different dishes.
Great.
But did you know this is all made through HelloFresh? Ordered to my door.
How convenient.
Wine?
Why not? HelloFresh meals and portion sizes explained.
So the portion sizes were really decent, but we noticed there were more or larger portions of carbs than protein.
They're quite big, I'd say. Didn't they send you another wrap as well?
Yeah, there's 2 extra wraps, so we could have put less filling in and have more wraps, but I think that's just a lot of carbs and not actually substance. I think
I'm looking at it and there's a lot of carbs, like there's a lot of rice in this dish.
Yeah, so a lot of rice, that's for 2 people then. I guess if you're a lad, that would be a normal amount.
Yeah. I'd say there's quite a lot of noodles compared to, but then there's all the vegetables in it, so.
Depending on how much food. Yeah, it's quite big portions.
Yeah, very big portions.
Well, it's like basically 1 nest of noodles each, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's normal, actually. For like a dinner, that's probably, Egg noodles, are they healthy?
Yeah.
Cheers.
So you've chopped the paneer into 2 centimetre cubes, put the cornflour into a bowl, season with pepper and add half the Chinese spice. Mix it together and then add the paneer. Imogen! How healthy is HelloFresh?
Not that healthy.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, agree.
Obviously, it's kind of subjective because you can just choose the more healthier meals, but on average, their carbohydrates, like the balance of carbohydrates to protein and vegetables, it's usually more carbohydrates than anything else.
Yeah.
So if you're like someone that doesn't really mind about, having a carby meal and also like mixing it up with other things, then that's fine.
And the portions were quite big, I'd say. Good solid portions that filled it up. So they have a collaboration with Weight Watchers where they've got more calorie counting.
Generally,
like
weight
lower
loss,
calories.
obviously.
So if you're wanting to lose weight or maintain your weight, you can make a conscious choice to choose recipes that don't have as many calories in them, basically, and are a bit healthier.
Yeah. The system they have is just really hard to find if you're like trying to seek out something specific.
Yeah.
You can't really do that. You just have to scroll through, so it's pretty annoying.
One of the recipes that we had was about 800 calories, which is quite a lot.
It's over 800 calories.
It was over 800 calories. The paneer recipe, which is quite excessive, but I guess it is more of like if you want a treat meal, and like
maybe a Friday night
Saturday
curry.
Night. Yeah, it would be quite good. Another thing they do, which is quite good. I said do. Another thing that they do is have how many of your 5 days in a meal. So it would say like 1 or 2 of your 5 a day. Like the quesadillas were 2 of our 5 a day, and it just states that on top at the front of the recipe card, which is good because
I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah,
You'll know how to count, but just in case, like from first glance, you can see how many vegetables are in it,
which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is HelloFresh vegetarian friendly? Yes and no. Well, it is, but it's just really hard to find all of the vegetarian recipes. Like, you have to scroll through and find them, and like there isn't many vegetarian options. It's definitely more catering for the meat lovers.
And it doesn't say vegetarian on the meal. You just kind of have to.
Yeah, you have to read it through. So it's like takes up quite a lot of your time.
Yeah.
It'd be way easier and way more simple if they just had categories. Vegetarian, you can click on it. Why have they not done that? So that's a bit silly.
So they do have categories, but you can't refine by the categories. So it will say rapid or vegetarian, for example, on the meal itself, which is handy. But once again, you have to scroll through like 70 odd recipes. So it can be a bit of a pain. But one thing we did talk about, which was quite positive, is that they use paneer, and I'd never tried paneer before. But it's, instead of using like tofu or just having vegetables instead of a protein, it was quite good that they incorporated something a bit different.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were quite impressed by that. Yeah, they do have some, but not many, and they're just mixed in with the meat choices, which is just a bit inconvenient really, and just adds to the ordering process.
Yeah, so they do have some, but not maybe enough. Is HelloFresh vegan friendly?
No, it's not vegan friendly. At present, they do say on the website that they are looking to make it vegan, or like at the moment, like watch this space kind of thing. But at the moment, they do not have any vegan recipes.
Which is ridiculous. I think in this day and age, like, come on.
It is very easy to have
it is not hard to just not include dairy or eggs or anything like that. It's just so easy not to do that.
They're missing out on a lot.
Yeah, non-inclusive, like. Sort it out. And it's not easy to know this either, again, because there's no like real categorization on the page. You if you would just have to like look through every single recipe and then to find out that none of them are vegan anyway.
And you'd have to have signed up. So that's the annoying thing, because you can't even check if it's you can't.
I think they need to sort out their system
a little bit.
Process.
Because you'd have to have signed up, put in your card details, put in your address, or to find out it's not vegan.
So that's why we're telling you now, vegans, don't go to HelloFresh.
Yeah.
You're probably all wondering, how do you get discounts on HelloFresh?
So there's a few ways that you can do it. When you initially sign up, there are often things such as 50% off your first box, for example, or first month's boxes. It all depends on when you sign up, really. So it's worth checking before you do that. They also have 15% off for key workers. So that includes NHS staff and police staff and stuff like that. So that's really helpful.
And that's all the time?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. And they also have some very complex student discounts. You can do student discount via uni days, totem, or student beans. So with uni days, you get 50% off your first box, 35% off the next 3, 10% off each box after that, and then your 10th box is free. Hands up if you followed that. Not me. Totem, you can get 40% off your first 4 boxes.
Totem? I've heard of that.
No, I have it. It's like the new NUS card.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've still got mine, and I still. And then student beans, you can have 50% off your first box, 30% off the next 3. So it's up to you, kind of. If you've got uni days at the moment, you might as well just use the uni days one. But
it's good they have a few different ones.
Yeah, I think uni days is probably the best one.
Seems like you get the most out of it.
And you get a 10th box free, which is good.
This is what we've all been waiting for.
Golly.
The verdict. Dun, dun, dun. To give the SubJudge seal of approval, we had 5 strict points of criteria.
So you get 10 points out of 10. Each of the 5 criteria have 2 points. So you can either get 2, which is really good, 1, which is good but room for improvement, or 0, which is not good, automatic fail by
SubJudge.
Judge on that criteria.
We'd want to
So
do
we'll
that.
head right in. So for eco-conscious products, HelloFresh use DPD, who are carbon neutral, and they offset 100% of their direct carbon emissions, which is really good. They invest in initiatives that help to reduce their carbon footprint.
So, but they also use Yodel, which don't forget that. Yodel is not carbon neutral.
They have some recyclables, but not all. There was a lot of plastic, also couldn't be recycled. They also use free-range chicken, and their all meat is Red Tractor assured. So Red Tractor means that it's really high quality.
It's an assured food standard,
Which is
apparently.
really good. So because of they're really good, but they use DPD, but they do use Yodel. Because of all these factors, we
And
decided
the plastic
yeah.
there was too much of it. So instead of giving it 2, we decided to give it
a 1.
Which isn't bad.
But there obviously is room for improvement there.
Definitely. The next point of criteria is good value for money. We thought it was quite good. The portion sizes were good.
Yeah.
They full, yeah.
They definitely did scrimp on that. And as well, when we compared it to the supermarket, it was quite good. Like,
it's quite similar in price. It was good value for money.
Yeah, we think it was good value for money. Because of all these reasons, because the portion sizes were good, we got full off it, and because it compared so well to the supermarket, we decided to give it a 2.
I know. Next up is the quality of product. So that's everything that was included in the whole service, basically, all the food and everything. Provided a clear expiry date, so that was on all the food. So
you can kind of decide which to eat first. For example, if the chicken's going to go off before other meat like beef, then you can choose to have the chicken first, which is really handy. And also, like, the stuff arrived really well. Nothing was bruised or bumped about, and they do have loose vegetables in there to reduce plastic.
But yeah, the meals are tasty. But obviously more maybe a bit unhealthier or like more carbs and stuff. But the product was tasty, and that it's food. It's got to be tasty. So that was good.
That's why we gave them a 2.
2.
Yay! We gave them a 2. So next is
variety. Would you say there's a lot of variety?
I would say there's so much variety with them. Like, there was a lot of recipes that you could pick from.
Meat ones though, not vegetarian. Like there's lots of recipes for people that eat meat, but not really. Well, none for vegans and
very limited for vegetarians. But they do have rapid meals, Weight Watchers, veggie meals, but they don't have the categories at the top, so you can't filter by different categories. Yeah, if you can't filter by the categories, you have to scroll through all the recipes, which is a little annoying. So because they don't have any vegan recipes, we did decide to give them a 1 for their variety because
it's not good enough.
2022.
Yeah. The final criteria point was delivery process, which includes the service. It was a bit complicated to sign up, and it was really hard to then cancel it. So that wasn't the best.
But they do use a good courier. Well, one of the couriers they use is very good and carbon neutral.
The delivery was quick, efficient.
Yeah, they delivered it on the day that we wanted them to. They gave us a time slot. Delivered upright, and the box wasn't battered or anything like that.
For both of those, we gave it a 1 basically, because there is definitely room for improvement.
Just to make it a bit easier to sign up and cancel, which is
So, the total overall score
7. So it is a SubJudge pass. We would recommend this to all meat eaters and foodies because there is so much variety. If you're really into your food, this is definitely something that you would really enjoy. And like if you're
not health conscious and you prefer just
if you're a bit of a foodie, would rather have a treat meal, then HelloFresh is definitely the one.
for you.